Okay, we're on the air now. If you're just joining us, show's RP Grinders. This is Frank. We haven't started the show. I got Bernie's Meow on the line for a short bit here until later on in the show. Also, Eric is on. Um, it's gonna be a heck of a show. I can tell already. Some depressing political developments happened today, but we will definitely discuss that stuff. But I will say this, Eric. We were talking a little bit off air. There is some actually really positive shit in politics that we're gonna get to as well.
100%.
I know about that,
Yeah.
but
Um, but don't fret, Eric. All is
not
not
just that
lost.
though. It's also the Brexit being official today.
The what?
They've left the union.
Who left the union? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who left the union?
The UK's left the union today.
Oh yeah, that too, man. But that was, I mean, we saw that coming for a while.
yeah, but it's still depressing all the same.
It is. It is. No question, man. That's something we could talk about too, man. Like I'm sure we'll include that. Um, the only thing is, Eric, like the British people actually voted for that shit. You know, like that. There's nothing anybody can really do. You know, I mean, that's just the way shit went down. Um, and it can be a little depressing, Eric. No question. It can be a little. How do you say it?
Is
Like a
it possible
downer.
to even rejoin the union?
There is a
I'm sure,
possibility.
I'm sure they would
Yeah.
welcome them back with open arms because it's money for the collective pool. So
I think they would, but they would have to concede a few things. Because you don't just leave and then ask to get back in without
good point. Yeah.
renegotiating. And if I'm the EU, I'm negotiating hard. I'm like, look, you guys left. If you want back in, we'll let you in. But what's up with the sounds? That's weird. Um,
My first concession would be get rid of the fucktards that tricked you into.
yeah, that's there you go. Yeah, get
I'm
rid.
going to mute and see if the sound sounds better.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. It's no problem. Um, sounds the same. Eric has, I don't know what's going on with it. Your mic is a little weird, Eric. I don't. Oh, that's better. I don't know what you just did, but
Smacked it.
oh, you just smacked it. That always works, man, for sure. Um, Eric, just
I need a new headset if the snowball isn't working out.
I don't understand because I have a snowball and it works beautifully. Maybe it's your headphones. That could be a possibility too, man. I don't know.
Unplug my headphones.
Yeah, unplug real quick. Let's see what happens. Uh, did you unplug them?
Yeah.
That works, dude. It's much better.
Mhm.
Way
You know,
better.
Is it weird with hearing outside my speakers though?
Yeah. Just do you have a different set of headphones maybe?
No.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and wear your headphones for this show, Eric. I'll try to find you a decent pair of headphones to send you. So that way maybe that problem will get solved. Um just waiting on break. If you're listening in the archives or in chat room, we go live, approximately 7 Eastern every Friday. Lots to talk about today. Wyland is in chat. Wyland, let us know if you can hear us. Uh, uh, let's see. Yeah, he can. Okay, cool. Thanks, Wyland. I appreciate it. I just typed you in chat there, so cool. It's gonna be a fun show today, Wyland. Lots of bullshit in politics, but a lot of positive things in politics as well. But we'll get to our normal, news and stuff like that. So, should be a fun show, Wyland. Hoping that that we can. Well, I say this and I'm laughing as I say it. Hopefully, we can perform up to everybody's standards. I'm pretty sure we will. Of course, there is no standard on this show. It's like the worst ever. But that's how we roll. Just waiting on break to get in. What else we got going on, Eric? I know our stinkos are gonna be pretty stinky this week. We both have a review of Kingdom Hearts. How weird is that? And we played it separately, but apparently we're both gonna have a Kingdom Hearts 3 review, so that should be fun. I have a high escapade, but I think I'll wait till next week on it because it's an all timer. It's gonna be fun. We can talk about. We're gonna talk about. Bernie's in chat. Darn it. My car's getting fixed, so we'll talk about that. It's actually a Sweeto because I thought it was gonna be way more expensive than what it was. Like anytime you change shocks and struts and shit like that, it becomes just waiting on break to get on in.
I had to pay nearly $300 for casing, and I'm wondering if it's them just trying to rip me off.
I don't know, Eric. Did you do any research online to?
Not yet.
Yeah, do some research.
I still need to file my taxes.
Yeah, do some research.
I'm gonna use Tax Act, but I don't know what I'm gonna do about paying for that. Where I should go for it.
What do you mean, like to do your taxes?
No, I'm talking about the casing.
Yeah, I would go online, do a little bit of research, see how much it normally costs for your vehicle, and see if it's fair, what they're charging. If not, then find somebody that's fair, dude. I'll see what I can do about helping you out a little bit, but do a little bit of research first, Eric, and let me know, what's going on, because I know how that shit is, dude. Like, I'm going through some shit with my car, but mine is all like preventative maintenance type shit, like the shocks, and I could have went probably a long time without changing them, but that's not what I want to do, God damn it, why? Okay, I'm just waiting. We're waiting on break. What else here? Of course, we have impeachment bullshit, which Eric and I will definitely be talking about. And we'll both be talking about Blizzard's bullshit with Warcraft. And Free For All's an interesting topic, Eric. You wanted to do this last week. We ran out of time. It's been a while since we've tackled religious topics, so this is going to be kind of relevant to today's political climate. So you guys are going to want to stick around for that. I played Spider-Man, Eric. It was it's pretty good. I don't know if you have Spider-Man yet, but
yeah, I have it.
Yeah,
I got the Game of the Year edition and sold my old copy.
Yeah, so did I. I got the Game of the Year with all the DLC, but it's a fine game, man. That's a fine game. I think if I would have played that instead of Kingdom Hearts 3 last year, I would have given that my personal Game of the Year, even though I know it came out in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good stuff there. I'm impressed. I also saw we have a news article about Outer Worlds, man. I really want Outer Worlds, and now that it's coming out on the Switch, should I get it on the Switch, Eric?
I don't know. I mean, performance is going to be lower, but it's portable.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
the thing.
digital only. And I don't understand the trend of doing a quote-unquote physical release of a game, putting a DLC code inside.
I don't understand that trend either. Just go either all digital or both. Don't put pussyfoot around. And
Like, I can understand if they decided to do digital only because they wanted to put it on a cart, but the carts aren't big enough yet.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's not the case.
yeah. If you're just joining us, the show's RP Grinders. Waiting on Breakman. Oh, I think he just popped up online. Xana Kyber's in there. What's up, Xana Kyber?
I mean, the only use you get out of it is you get a free case in case you bought a game used somewhere. It was game only.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't think there are any official Switch cases that you could just buy.
No, I don't think so.
It's like when I bought Kingdom Hearts 3
Yeah.
through Amazon, they sent it to me. I could have sent it back, but I decided to just get a replacement case.
Yeah.
Because the case was cracked on one side.
Yeah. We also have
they put it in the worst packaging ever.
Yeah,
That's why it probably get smushed.
We also have on the line Bernie's Meow, who'll be joining us later. If you want to go ahead and mute right now, bud, that'd be cool. We're about ready to start the show. I'm gonna get Eric, or I'm sorry, Breakman on, and then we'll be able to start up the show. I'm gonna open up the phone lines after the news, so if anybody wants to chime in after the news, you can feel free. It's Frank Branches on the Skype. Break, do we have you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. Just to let you know, we've got Bernie's Meow with us. He'll be joining us later in the show. He just wanted to be able to have the opportunity to listen while he's doing other things. So I said I would definitely accommodate. So just to let you know,
I actually didn't get disconnected when you added him.
I know, that's so weird. Yeah. So there's that. How was your week, Break? As you just muted. We're gonna vent. We're gonna be doing some venting today on Grindr.
Yeah.
So get ready for that. You guys ready to go?
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
God, there's a siren. Please don't stop now.
That's a perfect kind
They
of.
found all your drugs.
Yeah, they did, man. I sent them to Break, and they finally caught Break. I can't believe it.
Just a couple nights ago, one of our neighbors' houses caught on fire.
Oh, geez, not good at all.
So yeah, I was just thinking, like, don't stop here because then maybe their house is on fire again or something.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what? I don't think
Well,
anybody
then
lives
what'd
in
you
that house
burn
right
this
now,
week?
do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
it's
did
just-
you?
it's an-
You
It
little
was remodeled recently and nobody's living in it. So.
arsonist. You're an arsonist, Breakman.
Yeah.
Eric and I cracked the case in like 2 minutes. We're so awesome. Okay.
His name's Breakman. So he's
Yeah,
breaking
well,
things.
I mean that's true. Maybe we should rename him to
Not
Fireman.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Not
that's true.
Fireman.
He's not.
Napalm Man.
So, Napalm dude. Okay, here we go, guys. You ready, Eric?
I'm good, man. That felt good.
You ready, Break?
I guess.
Okay, let's do this. And welcome everybody to episode 576 of RP Grinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great and Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
Jesus Christ! You guys act like the sky is falling, man. I mean,
Kind of is.
okay. Look, we're going to be talking about
well,
this.
it is if you count the snow.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
think it's snowing right now.
Well, it was snowing yesterday here in Denver, so there's that. I mean, it was just like a light dusting, like almost nothing. It was weird,
That's
but
what we got earlier today.
yeah. Okay, guys, the sky is not falling. We will definitely talk through this later on in the show. It is kind of a bad day, but
I'm going to need therapy, I think.
look, I will be your therapist later on in the show, Breakman. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise. Everything is gonna be okay.
I don't know about that.
Look, I was the one that was saying, we're headed for a dictatorship, et cetera, all this, earlier. And, obviously you guys put me not in my place, but like let me know that there's fail safes. And I'm going to throw that back onto you guys this time. But let's do the news first, and then we'll get to that stuff. Okay, guys? Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Frank is going to fix everything. All right? That's what I do. So let's just do this.
Fix it, Frank.
Yeah. RPG news. All right, Eric, let's do this.
Okay. From RPG site, we've got the release date for dates for Zero and Ao Koseki Kai. For Japan for April 23rd for the Zero, and May 28th for Ao.
And they're releasing is the Vita still viable in Japan, Eric? Like,
this is a PS4 release.
Okay, because I saw Vita there. I was like, because they were on the Vita before.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just see on the news article it says Vita. I was like, is this coming out for the Vita there?
I don't see it.
On the right-hand side, it says Legend of Heroes near Zero no Koseki.
Yeah, it's talking about platforms it's on.
Yeah. So it was on the Vita.
It's not
before.
talking about Kai though. It's just giving you like facts on like the game in general.
Okay. All right. So that's like a red herring. Okay, I see it. Okay. All right. Anything else on that, Eric, before we move on?
It says other than the new features introduced earlier, such as high speed skips and 60 frames, it says each save data from Zero and Owl will provide their own separate bonuses when booting up the upcoming Hajimare no Kiseki. So that's a cool bit of interactivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is cool.
But apparently also have introductions of characters that showed up later in the Sen no Kiseki games, like Juna showing up in the Zero and Owl games. To, have the timeline make more sense.
Okay, cool.
Because, like, they kind of just created that character, but, like, forgot to give her a backstory because she wasn't a thought of their heads when they wrote those games.
Yeah, Legend of Heroes games are pretty underrated in my view. So this is good stuff. This is good. I'm happy. Anything else on that, Eric?
No.
Okay, Breakman, you're up next.
Okay, coming to us live from Gamatsu, there is a huge ad for the Masked Singer on my page here. Usually these ads are targeted specifically, I would like to know what the fuck I did to get targeted for the Masked Singer.
It was
do that again.
I know what it was. It was that furry porn that you were downloading. That's what it was.
I would like to say that whoever does the, anticipation thinks what we like and stuff like that failed miserably this time.
I usually get like on the sides I get like ads for like that one website for like like these scantily clad female like models for like different furry costumes and weird shit like that, man. That's what I get.
You're into.
Okay,
so
how
coming
dare
to us
you?
live from Yuansu, The Outer Worlds launches for Nintendo Switch on March 6th.
This is exciting. Yeah, this is exciting.
It'll be priced at $59.99 American dollars, $59.99 euros, $49.99 pounds, $89.99 Aussie dollars, and that 49 pounds isn't going to last long because now that Brexit happened.
Yeah.
So,
That's something
we were
else we'll be
positive
talking
in our
about.
review of Outer Worlds. Yeah, they were. Like, whatever. Never mind. There we go.
Okay. All right. That's the story. I think this is exciting. I was talking to Eric a little bit about this before we got on air. Outer Worlds is a really good game, man. Like, I haven't played it, but I've seen enough to know that Obsidian is peaking. And Outer Worlds looks really good. And the advantage, obviously...
Definitely it's not Obsidian. It's made up of former Obsidian developers.
Yeah, Private Division and Obsidian did this game. So, yeah. they're good at what they do, and I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this on the Switch. I may end up getting it on the Switch, although I don't really want to pay $59.99. But I guess that's the price for convenience and portability. But the thing that kind of sucks is it's downloadable though. It's not. You don't get
An
the.
absolutely pointless quote unquote physical release.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Comes to us from RPGsite.net. Tactical RPG Iron Danger launches for PC on March 25th. Daedalic Entertainment made the announcement. It was created by Finnish developer Action Squad Studios from Iron Danger is a steampunk fantasy tactical RPG steeped in Finnish folklore with a time-bending gameplay mechanic. Players can manipulate and rewind time to rethink various actions in a fusion of turn-based and real-time combat. The trailer looks cool. I'm not big on strategy type shit, but I do like the ability to like redo your moves. Like if you fuck up you guys, we talked about this before, but like I always talk about like that one Prince of Persia game where you could like rewind time if you messed up. I like that type of mechanic. So what? I mean,
that's in that Capcom NES bundle I bought too. Just keep rewinding. You fuck up, just rewind.
Yeah. I like that because then that's how you like if a Demon Souls did that, it would be awesome because then you could actually quote unquote get good. You know what I mean at what you're doing.
The recent release of the Sega Aegis Shinobi has a rewind feature.
Yeah.
If you play in Sega Aegis mode.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is a good concept for a game. Maybe this is the type. Like if I was to get into a strategy type game, this would be it because I could, redo, keep redoing. So.
There was also a strategy RPG for the PS3 called Tears to Tiara, which had a turn rewind system.
Oh, I remember that.
Tactics Ogre also had something similar for the PSP.
Yeah. Freak5 joined us in chat. What's up, Freak5? What's up, Megaxa? What's up, Windsock? And I think I mentioned Wyland earlier. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining the chat. Really appreciate it.
I think maybe the new Fire Emblem might also do something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe the one for the Echoes for 3DS. I can't remember which.
I just like that mechanic, like if you mess up, you can rewind and redo. I think that's a really excellent mechanic that more developers should tap into, All right, Eric.
At the very least, even if it does make the game easier, it does allow you to experiment a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
It also gives you the chance to experience the game,
Yeah.
Maybe you're not a good gamer. Maybe you would like to see the game that you paid for, though.
Yeah, absolutely. How many games have you bought, Break, that you're like, fuck, I can't fucking do that? Like, for me, it's Bloodborne. Like, I love the game. I play it, and I get killed so many goddamn times in that game. And no matter what I do, I can't get much better. But if it had a thing like this,
I should go to Frank's house and play it and make him feel bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If you did that, how dare you son of a bitch. How dare you.
Get an extension cord from his neighbor's house, get a TV, just put it on his front lawn and let him watch.
How dare you. I hate you. I hate you both.
What we'll do is instead of doing what I was going to plan, why don't I just stream it tomorrow and you can watch me play.
Let's see. Wyland says, debating on putting in a pre-order for Doom Eternal Collector's Edition over at Walmart. What's the debate about that? Wyland, if you have the money, do it. Freak5 says, marketed towards
Frank needs the Bobby Blackwolf best friends mode.
Pretty much, man. Okay, Eric, let's move on to the next story, please.
The next story is that, which one were we?
Pokemon.
I can't remember.
Pokemon.
Okay, so now it's Disgaea 1 completes on smartphones now.
Okay, I guess I'll have Break do the Pokemon story then.
I closed that one already, damn it.
I asked which one we were on, not which one.
Okay, go ahead, Eric. Disgaea.
Yeah.
Disgaea.
But anyways, this game is going to cost $33 for some weird reason.
That is
It's like,
kind of a
why
weird.
didn't you just make it $30?
What?
Now,
That's
now we have to pay
That's
33
not-
plus tax. Why don't you? You could have made it. Whatever. Now
Yeah.
it's going to be closer to 37.
It's weird because it's a fucking iOS store and Google Play Store game, and they're charging $33. I can't imagine paying that much for an
You
iOS
can play
game.
the game at 10 times or 8 times the speed, and there's cloud saving. Ooh.
Oh, wow. There's where all the extra money went, I
How,
guess.
how about you just, if you have a Switch, then you don't need to play this on mobile.
Yeah.
This is one of the games that I've wanted to play for a long time. You know, I always missed this Gaia games because I didn't have PlayStation 3. You know,
Yeah.
and then there's a chance to play it on mobile. So what did they do? Let's charge the absolute highest price we can think of.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
even outdo Squenix.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I
exactly.
think
idea.
Nimba and Itchy themselves publish this, not Nisa, so you're gonna have to wait for a sale.
yeah. It's going to be a while, man. But it might.
I'm pretty sure if Nisa had published this, they would not have done that.
Yeah. Wyland says, I'm wondering if Best Buy will get it back in. They throw in another Steelbook and $10 in rewards. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, Wyland. They're giving you incentives and yeah. Okay. Break, can you do the Pokemon story, please?
Coming to us live from RPG site. Pokemon Sword and Shield has surpassed 16 million units shipped worldwide. That's shipped, not sold through.
Yeah.
Nintendo's Q3 earnings, but I mean, shipped is still good. That's how many they sent to the stores and such
Yeah.
like that. But a lot of stores have like buyback programs with companies that if a lot of the games don't sell, that they can sell them back to the company.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say anything about that, but still, that's a good number. Anyway, the company announced that Pokemon shipped 16.06 million units worldwide. Almost 12 million of the sales come from outside of Japan. Well, that's good. That's good news for them.
Yeah.
16 million units. It's also milestones surpassed by both Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon X, Y, and Z. Oh wait, there is no Z. Note, however, the Sword and Shield are sold on an MSRP of $60 compared to $40 for 3DS titles.
Yeah. No,
And here's a lineup of all the games that sold. I'm just gonna say the big one. Diamond and Pearl sold 17.67 million.
Yeah. Diamond and Pearl was huge, man. That was a big one. They're all big. All the Pokemon games are pretty big. I think the lowest on that list was what? Ultra Sun Moon at 8.7. That's nothing to scoff at. That's good news. Good news for them.
I know. Only 8.7 million units. Oh, jeez.
I know. If I could come up with an independent game that sold 8.7 million units, man, holy shit, Okay, anything else on that, Break?
No.
All right, let's move on to a story from RPGsite.net. Code Vein Hellfire Night DLC now available. So it's going to be $10, or it's included as part of the game's $24.99 season pass, and of course it's on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. There's a description: new powerful foes await in the first Code Vein DLC Hellfire Night. In addition to new weapons, blood veils, and blood codes being added, alternate costumes for your partners are now obtainable from newly added areas in the depths. Costumes is something, I don't know if you guys remember Vincent Aron, but he was big on like costumes, and I dismissed it at the time. I'm like, why would you pay extra money for basically costumes, right? New outfits. But that's such an underrated microtransaction. People love new uniforms and outfits for their characters. And
I'm just grateful that they're
I
actually considering putting story content into the game, because I was worried that, like, when it was announced that it'd be a depths map, that it wouldn't be a very large area. But it sounds like I saw a video of a playthrough of the DLC, the first DLC, and it's about 3 hours long, which is about the length of normal DLC for something like
that's
Souls game.
good for $10. I think if you get at least 3-4 hours of content for $10, I think that's fair. I mean, honestly, if we're being fair,
It's like that, because the depth maps weren't very long. They were so these places must be like actual areas in the game that would be in the main game, but they had to cut it away from the main game, so you're playing it in a depths map. But they've made the area like
I did not
probably as big big as the Cathedral of Blood.
Yeah, I did not purchase Code Vein yet, but I'm hoping that they come out with like a Game of the Year type deal with all the DLC and all that good fun stuff. But I don't know. The game looks good to me. It looks like a Demon Souls with cell shading, which is fine. Kind of an animated.
I'll tell you what my stinko today is. The one I forgot to put in there, but only because it's becoming a problem now because the weather's getting warmer, so my allergies are all out of whack, and my nose is starting to bleed.
Oh, not good, dude. Not good. You need like Flonase or something like that, man.
And it only got worse once I sneezed and made whole blood vessels burst again.
Not good, dude. Yeah. Okay, Eric, you're up next.
Okay. Dragon Fang Drawn's Mystery Dungeon, which is a free-to-play roguelike game that's being announced for PC and releases on Monday, actually.
Oh, cool.
But Digikit Games has announced a free-to-play roguelike RPG, Dragon Fang Dragon's Mystery Dungeon, will release for Steam on February 3rd. Previously released for mobile devices, of course, because it's free-to-play. It's a mobile port.
Yeah.
But at least I don't have to ask for review code because I can just play it if I want to.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, it's got.
So I'm guessing that means like you can. They probably took the timers out, but they probably still have the cheat purchases you could do just to skip levels or whatever.
Yeah, I hate that shit, man. That's why we're called RPGrinders, man. Fucking grind, get that shit done, But okay, anything else, Eric?
So the Monster Fangs thing sound like it's slightly like Pokemon, maybe.
Yeah, it looks
150 over 150.
It looks super colorful. It's got a really nice art style. Maybe Eric will play with it, and Did you get a chance to play Grey Walkers at all, Eric? At all?
Yet.
Not yet. Okay. When you do, let me know so we can do that game justice, because we had those guys on probably about a year ago talking about Grey Walkers RPG. But okay, anything else on this, Eric?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Breakman, you're up next.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Torchlight Frontiers is now Torchlight 3, will be sold as a premium title.
Okay.
Publisher Perfect World Entertainment and developer Extra Games have announced that Torchlight Frontiers is now Torchlight 3, which is basically repeating what I just fucking said.
Yeah.
Let me see. The was initially tackling the series with new shared world online elements and in-game real money store over the course of 2019. The development team took feedback from early testers and made the decision to change their approach, and making now Torchlight 3 a true success to the series. So, yeah, I'm guessing money transactions are gone.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Let's see here. Alongside these changes to build model and distribution method, naturally there are many other exciting changes coming to Torchlight 3. The game now follows the classic act structure from previous titles. Players start as the Imperial... they start as an Imperial outpost. Yeah. You play an outpost.
Yeah.
Players start at the Imperial outpost besieged by goblin hordes. They then follow the trail of nether corruption into lands overtaken by Hyvid, and finally reach the redacted peaks, and it says redacted. It's and the cavernous underplaces ruled by electrifying redacted.
Yeah. That's
probably. I can't mention the name.
Yeah, that's weird. This isn't like the Senate trial or something.
Yeah, oh boy.
Horizontal progression has been removed, so all frontier-specific levels, gear, stats, and scaling has been removed as well. We are returning our progression systems to better work in tandem with this. Most zones are so. In other words, our gameplay sucked, and we're going back to the way the other games worked. Most zones are now private by default to give a better play experience. Players can still meet each other in public town levels and form parties to play together in instance combat zones.
Oh.
When creating your character, you can. I'm sorry, you were gonna say something?
Oh, Freak 5 says, slow down, Break. I just got home and haven't had a chance to open his beer. So he's playing the drinking game with you.
When creating your character, you can now select online or offline mode. Characters made in offline mode do not require an internet connection to play, but will also not be able to participate in multiplayer games. We have removed the in-game real money store.
Yep.
Told ya.
Yeah.
I knew that. As soon as they started changes, I knew that was the first thing going. Well, this is a huge seat. Actually, it's probably the last thing going. They're probably trying to fight tooth and nail to keep it in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, while this is a huge sea change for Torchlight 3, most of what our current players know about the game is still true. We will continue developing the game with constant feedback from our community through closed alpha and soon beta testing. Ooh. We will continue releasing updates over the course of testing. Update 10 is coming Wednesday, January 29th, or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It brings a complete refactor into Linear X, a third frontier area, a fourth playable character, or a fourth playable class, sorry, and a whole bunch of other new features and content. We plan to release the game on PC in 2020 with a console release following shortly after. We will continue to support the game with ongoing content updates post-launch. Classes game classes game content, features, and collectibles that have been shown in closed alpha will also stay in the game. So there you go.
Okay.
I played the first, not the second one, but the first one was so good.
Yeah, Torchlight one
It was the best Doom. Jesus. I'm gonna go get my head examined. But that's Diablo like game
Yeah.
I've ever played, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of a cell shaded or like beautifully art style Diablo clone, and it was good. But they kind of ruined it in the second one, and I don't have high hopes for the third one. Break, so I don't know. Take it for what it's worth.
Well, I guess if they're going by the players' feedback, like the way they were going wasn't going well, and
I played a little bit of Torchlight 2. It's not bad. It's just I don't know. I think some people have problems with it being maybe too crazy with the item dropping stuff.
Yeah, I think Break got in a fight with his headset. That's what
I
happened.
think it just got yanked off by a cat.
Oh yeah, there you go. That too. The cat. Beer's open. You can.
Why do you say that like it's fake? That's a true story.
No, hey, whatever,
Look,
man.
the cat was sitting on my lap. Her tail got caught on the cord, and when she jumped off, she took my headset with her.
That's right.
I wonder which your cat would be.
Yeah.
Huh?
Freak Five says beer is open.
cats.
You can continue mispronouncing words now,
Oh.
Break. So I'm glad you have his permission now. All right, let's move on to the next story. This comes to us from RPGsite.net. Phantasy Star Online 2 closed beta test runs from February 7th to 9th in North America on Xbox One. Participation in the beta will also reward players with items that can be used when the full game launches. In the spring, we've shared press release below, and it's set to come to the PC, but official website notes that the PC version will launch later in 2020. Weird that it's not coming out on the PlayStation. I'm sure that will come soon, hopefully. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think Spencer said that they would be coming to other platforms, but
Yeah.
no word on when.
Cat was wanking.
So I'm
Break.
guessing Microsoft got like timed exclusivity.
Yeah, probably. Login rewards, Photon Halo B accessory, beauty salon free pass. So there you go. You can probably change your look for free. Daily rewards plus 50% times 3 experience boost. Rare drop boost plus 50% times 3, and Meseta boost plus, well, whatever. I don't even know what that means.
That's the money currency in the Phantasy Star universe.
Okay. Urgent Quest, February 7th, you got Cradle of Darkness and Giant Automata, The Awakening. February 8th, same thing, plus again with the Cradle of Darkness. Raging Obsidian Arm and Elder of the Unfathomable Abyss. Urgent Quest rewards, you get Photon Halo C accessory, Tri-Boost plus 100%. Photon Halo A accessory. If you complete 3 urgent quests, you get Mag Dreamcast Evolution device consumable or the Coded Edge. So there you go. Some nice little additions if you play the beta. So there you go. Um, Anything else on that, guys? Before we move on.
Mm-mm.
All right, Eric, you're doing the last story today.
All right. We got a date for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and it will be coming to North America on March 3rd, and doesn't say anything about a European release date.
Yeah.
Although I was under the impression it was actually coming out at the end of this month, but apparently that hasn't happened.
So is this like an Odin Sphere type game, Eric, or what?
No, it's a fighting game.
Oh, it's just a straight up fighter. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool.
It's made by Arc System Works.
Okay, and it looks good. I'm looking at the preview or the trailer right now. It looks good. This is something that Wyland might be interested in getting. He's like the fighting guru. Although I'll whip his ass at Mortal Kombat. The countdown to Wyland's comments in chat in 3, 2, 1.
It's been in Japanese arcades for a while, but
I was
coming to
laughing so
consoles.
hard I had to mute myself.
How dare you? How dare you, Breakman? Everybody knows I'm like one of the greatest Mortal Kombat players ever. So, oh look, there's Wyland, and he says, "Yep, Frank is correct. He is the greatest Mortal Kombat player of all time." That's what he said in chat. I just read them as they type them. Don't shoot the messenger here. Okay, that's the news, everybody. The phone lines are open if you want to call in. Frank Branch is on Skype, and I will get you on in. Homie discounts. I did not put anything in homie discounts, but actually, guys, you're going to be shocked at this. There are some decent sales on Nintendo of all platforms this week, so I was kind of looking through Nintendo
I haven't
stuff.
looked at this week's sales because they
Yeah.
usually change every Thursday, don't they?
Yeah, this time they're pretty decent, man. They're oh
Well,
look,
not every Thursday, but every Thursday after they do like a 2-week sale or whatever.
Wyland says I'll see you at Combo Breaker. I'll be in the finals, Wyland, if you make it to Combo Breaker. Okay, so just letting you know, I'll be in the final. I will have already dispatched.
You'll lose in the prelims.
No, I will not. I told you I'm going all the way to the finals, man. I'm gonna take care of like.
The final what? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Mortal Kombat here, guys. Jesus Christ! Everybody
And
knows.
You're having a tournament against children?
How dare you? How dare you, Breakman? You are exiled, you son of a bitch.
God, that's like the Seinfeld episode where he jumps a taekwondo.
How dare you drown in
Kramer.
pools?
See, Frank has to audition everybody he fights first. Like, do you still wet your bed? No,
it was
I'm not.
judo. Not
How dare you.
taekwondo, that's right.
How dare you, Breakman? You
Only
exiled.
bedwetters apply.
Look, I'm right now. You're gonna get something that I normally reserve for Freak 5 Chaos, but you're making me do it. You're exiled, Breakman, and I'm putting the big exile sign on in chat so chat can see too. You're exiled. Damn it. All right. Do you have anything in your segment? Should I roll out your thing?
You know what? Shit, I didn't. I haven't checked.
Oh, I see. Do it.
Oh yes. There was there were a couple comments in here. Not any questions for Dear Breakman, but
Okay. Okay. Go for it, dear Breakman.
we actually got a plug from @Greywalker's Game. Thank you.
Nice.
We talked about them just a little bit ago. Turn-based post-apocalyptic supernatural RPG was mentioned in this episode. Listen to it, and they pimped our 575 episode. That was actually last week. So
Yep.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
we'll be talking more about that soon when Eric gets a hold of it. I don't know if Wyland had a chance to play. He's asking me what do I have MKX on? I have it on PlayStation, but I don't have a fighting stick. Wyland.
What are you talking about, Frank?
Grey Walker's RPG, Eric. When you get a chance to play it, then we'll talk more about it. But I'm asking Wyland if he's had a chance to play it because I gave him a code for the early access for Grey Walker. See what impressions are, because I'm kind of curious. And Freak 5 is exiled, and I already have the exiled moniker up. So there you go. All right, what else you got, Break?
Save some time. There is actually a comment from at Freak 5 Chaos. He said, watching the 3rd season of the Runaways, of Marvel's Runaways, I think I know why Break said it is the best season. I think I did say why I said it was the best season last week.
Elizabeth Hurley, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's easy enough, right? I want to know what he thinks, though.
Yeah.
Was that what you're going to say? Because I believe I said that.
Yeah, I think you said that too. All right, what else you got?
That's it.
That's it.
No,
All right.
Break, man. I mean, how can I save your lives, people, if you don't send us a tweet? I'll save your life, your relationship, give you lotto numbers.
Can they ask you political questions, Break?
Yes.
Yeah, we can tell you that we just
They wanna bum
withhold
me out.
evidence.
Yeah.
If they want to make me cry and weep at night, and ask me political questions.
If you guys want to send Breakman questions, send them to @RPGrinders. Hashtag Dear Breakman. Whatever you got, comments or questions, we will answer them on air and give you guys and gals proper credit. So there you go. Freak Pipe says,
I think you like certain shows for the wrong reason. That's all I'm saying.
Freak Pipe says, yeah, Morgan Le Fay's cleavage. There you go.
No, I mean she's fun to watch. She's entertaining as a villain. I mean, look at her. What's that movie where she played Satan, where she was fucking with Brendan Fraser?
Oh, that was so good, man. I think that's an underrated movie.
I
Underrated.
do too. I think it was really funny when she was fucking with him. Like, make me the most sensitive man on the planet, and he's like, wait. I mean, emotionally sensitive, and then, she's like, damn, I was gonna have so much fun with that one. she seems to relish in playing villains.
Yeah, she's good as a villain for sure, no question. All right, anything else, Breakman? Dear Breakman.
No.
All right, let's move on to
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring Minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Well, for the most part, I beat Crackdown 3. There's not much to do left other than like chase orbs and do races. I'm trying to build my stats all the way to the top, but I don't know. I might start. I started playing a little bit of Spartan Assault, Halo Spartan Assault.
Okay, yeah.
It's a top-down twin stick shooter.
Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
It's different for Halo, so it's a little bit. It's fun, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna play something else. I might go hunting orbs, but at the same time, it feels like well, once I've got the orbs, then what? Because there's nothing else to kill because I already killed all the villains.
Yeah.
Saved the city and yeah.
You're like,
it's a short game, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I can still play multiplayer with friends because God knows nobody's playing the fucking Wrecking Crew.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
I forgot to put something in what I've been playing. Let me add it real quick.
The Wrecking Crew. There you go, man.
Is that what it's called? Wrecking Crew?
Yeah, I think it is. Or the Crew.
multiplayer?
The Crew, maybe?
No, it's Wrecking something.
Okay.
Crew.
Okay.
But
Right.
you get that's the multiplayer and its full destructibility, and it's where all the fun was going to be, as far as blowing shit up. But you don't get all that with the regular game.
Yeah. Freak 5 says Tokyo Jungle is awesome. I am tempted to subscribe to PS Now since my trial ends tomorrow. Yeah, I'd just rather just purchase what I play, and I know PS Now is actually getting better and it's cheaper now and all that, but yeah. All right, what else anything else you've been playing, Break?
No, nothing else I can think of.
All right, Eric, you're up.
Played some more Seven Scarlet. I haven't played a lot this week because I've been trying to marathon as much Fairy Tale as possible to get caught up to the halfway point before the game comes out, which is where it's apparently starts at. Well, this is assuming I even get code of that game at all, but I still want to be prepared for it.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, I finished Kingdom Hearts 3 over the weekend and played some Dark Souls 2 on the PS4. And I got to I got to the point where I fought the 3 Sentinels, and that's where I stopped.
Yeah. Okay. What else you been playing?
That's it.
Freak Pie says, yeah, but I can't buy Tokyo Jungle for the PS4. That's true. That is a good reason to get PS Now. They have some games you just can't buy.
Yeah,
Wyland
it's a
says,
PS3 game.
yeah, Wyland says, I've been playing a little bit of Brutal Doom 64. Freak Five says, my Pomeranian killing and eating wolves was fun. Yeah, there you go.
How good is your internet? Because like the streaming on that, it's got to be tough because it's only a PS3 game.
Yeah. My internet connection's really good, but anytime I try to stream games, like I've never had any great luck. So I think that's just the nature of the business until they work out all that nonsense. All right.
My internet's kind of ass, so I can't really rely on it to play a streaming game.
Yeah. Mrs. Freak's reaction to the mating animation was funny. That's funny, Freak 5. All right, I've been playing a little bit of MPQ, of course. Kingdom Hearts 3, which Eric and I will actually have a review of that game a little bit. And Spider-Man. God damn, Spider-Man's such a good game, guys. It's really, really good. But
so I kind of want to play the Brutal Doom mods, but like the problem with them is that they're too difficult for their own good. I think.
Yeah.
It's like all I want is the exploding body part bits.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to
maybe some of the new weapons.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. All right, let's move on to reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
Okay, Break, do you have any reviews this week by chance?
I can't really think of anything.
Okay. Eric, I think you and I are both going to do a Kingdom Hearts 3 review. I'm going to give my quick impressions first, and then I'll let you take it away, Eric. I gave it my Game of the Year for a reason. It's solid Kingdom Hearts gameplay, action RPG. If you like that type of style, and you like Disney, and you like Square Enix type protagonist, it's going to be the game for you. It looks pretty. It plays fine.
I would have had no problem with Square deciding to do Final Fantasy VII's remake in that art style.
Yeah, I agree.
But people probably would have complained, so they kind of had to make it realistic.
The art style is nothing to complain about in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, there's
No,
plenty.
I'm talking about like people would complain at the remake of 7.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, I get it.
Games complain about something?
Yeah.
Never. That never happened.
Exactly.
So they did to make people happy.
Yeah.
I don't think you can ever make gamers truly happy. We always find something to complain about.
Yeah, I think Bobby Blackwolf had a website. Will gamers ever be happy? And the answer was always no. You know,
It's like what should we do with this game to make the most money, and so we'll piss the least amount of people off. We'll make it hyper realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we've been doing.
I really like Kingdom Hearts 3. There's the story aside, the story is junk. I hated the way that this particular one ended, but obviously there's DLC that's out now.
The problem with the DLC is that it basically retcons the ending.
Yeah, and that's something I did not enjoy.
So they Mass Effect 3 this shit. That's what happened.
The only complaints I have about Kingdom Hearts 3 is obviously the story's convoluted, the ending was not great, and it suffers from a problem.
I understood most of what was going on because I played most of the games up to this point. The only ones I didn't play were Recoded and 3/8 by 5 or 2 days.
Yeah, I played all of those
and
games.
you didn't hate yourself enough to play those.
Yeah, exactly. They're terrible.
And I didn't watch the video movies that were on the collections.
Yeah, it's a fine game. Like I do have a couple of minor complaints. Like invisible walls in gaming is driving me fucking nuts. I just wish that was the thing of the past. It's not.
Well, they have to put an end to the levels somewhere, but
no, I get it. But like, for instance,
usually when you're fighting an enemies that in a story scripted battle, they will cut off the certain areas so that you can actually fight.
I get it, but like if you take for instance a game like Zelda, right, Breath of the Wild, if you can see it, you can get there. That's pretty much that game. There are boundaries, but I mean, for the most part, like if you can see something in Legend of Zelda, you can go there. And that's same thing with like a game like Skyrim. If you can see it, pretty much you can go to it. I don't know.
Same with Crackdown.
Yeah, Crackdown.
So one thing I appreciate is that the game has a fast travel system, but
it does.
but you can't use the map full map button. It's like, why did they remove the ability to look at a full map of the game? That would have,
Yeah.
and especially with a map that had a fully functioning legend that told you where treasures you might have missed are.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing that I'm
Like I understand that the touchpad button could have probably been used for the map, but they put the photograph there, but they
Yeah.
left the L3 and R3 buttons unused. They could have mapped it to that, or
Yeah.
at least let you select it through the menu.
Yeah. The other problem that I have with it is like the summons were changed to now be called link, like links to like different summons, and I found myself not even using the summons at all.
Well, actually, they're far more useful if you're playing a critical mode run and you learn how they actually work.
Yeah, you see that's the thing. Like in the other games,
They're
you
very
just
technical.
yeah, in the other games, like you used a summons and it would pretty much help you, like with anything on screen, and you didn't really have to like interact with the summons. This one's a little different, and I guess I just don't know the mechanic well enough to use it. I use it a couple of times, like with Lilo, or I mean Stitch, and um,
It's like what they should have done instead of like doing a text dump of how they're supposed to work. They should have like asked you if you want to play like an interactive short thing that teaches you actually how to use them.
yeah, that would have been really helpful because I didn't use it at all, and I was disappointed in that. It was fun to see like the Lion King and a bunch of these other, but I don't know. It just seemed very limited, and there weren't many of them. I remember Kingdom Hearts 2, like there were plenty of summons, and they were fun, and this just was a little different. I'm giving this game an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's well worth your time. It's worth buying. It's a 40+ hour RPG, action RPG at that. So, and there's plenty stuff to do. I don't like the gummy ship shit. I wish they would just get rid of that bullshit altogether. I don't understand that whole mechanic. I can't upgrade my ship.
Well, at least in this one, you could just ignore enemies.
Yeah, that's true too. It's just whatever. I don't know. It's a really good game. It just got some flaws, and it looks pretty. It's a very very pretty game, and the combat works great. It's your leveling up works fine. Like everything is really cool in this game. It's just a very very sound action RPG. I'm giving it an 8.5. What are you giving it, Eric?
I still need to say things about it, but
Go ahead.
I mentioned this earlier, but I other things I didn't like were the fact that the world selection was kind of weak, and it was definitely Disney wanting to do advertisements because it's all the new stuff that's out or that's been out in the last decade maybe.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're
because like the Toy Story World's basic. I think it's before Toy Story 2 for some reason.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
But like Big Hero 6 is post movie, and Pirates of the Caribbean is basically at the World's End storyline.
Yeah, I don't know why they used Pirates of the Caribbean again. It to me it seemed kind of out of place, but whatever. It was fine. Whatever.
At least the visual style was less unsettling than it was on the PS2 game because the graphics level actually works better there on the PS4.
Yeah.
But so the characters just look less odd compared to Sora.
Yeah.
Because they've made Sora look more realistic.
Yeah, the art style's fine. I think that's a highlight of the game.
I think it's good that even on a base PS4, the game's got a stable frame rate and it got relatively decent frame pacing. There are a couple hiccups, but not very many.
Oh, that's a good point, Eric. I was going to bring that up too, and I'm glad you reminded me. It taxes the PS3 or PS4 like no other game that I have. Like that the fan is constantly running on that game. I don't know what it is about that game, but it taxes the hell out of the PS4.
Well, if you're playing at 4K, then probably. But I didn't notice that. I mean, it was louder than other games I've played, but It wasn't so loud that I was noticing the fan.
I did. I noticed it a lot. It taxes my game more than anything. Spider-Man taxes it pretty good
Probably
too.
because you got
But
4K turned on.
maybe I do. Is that a setting that I can change or what?
You can turn off HDR support.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I could do that too. But no, I like having those advantages. Makes the game look pretty, but
I
at the
think I
expense.
think there is a way to play games in without boost mode, but
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else
I
on that?
wonder if that does any damage to the system.
I
When it's
wouldn't.
running at high, like the fan's spinning like that quick and stuff like
I
that. And
I'm sure it would over time break, but right now it's about the end of the PS4's life cycle. So, I'm getting a PS5, so
then keep running it in HD. Fuck it.
yeah, exactly. I am. I'm going to. I mean that's why I got an HD TV and a PS5 and an Xbox One and all this stuff. I might as well
Use it.
use it exactly before I lose it. All right, Eric. Any other final thoughts before you give your score?
other than the fact that I think to get DLC is way too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's Squeenix, so yeah.
But I'm gonna give this game a 9.
Yeah, sounds fair. It's about what I gave it 8.5, so yeah, it's definitely fun. It's Disney, it's Square Enix, it's a good solid action RPG, and I gave it my game of the year because I think it was that high of quality. So there you go. All right, Eric or Break, do you have any heistcapades this week?
Mm,
No,
No.
this isn't
Okay.
a joyous week.
I definitely have a heistcapade, but I'm gonna forego it this week for next week, and it is a good one, and I will formulate my thoughts a little bit better on my heistcapade. But let's just put it this way. Uh, you remember this idea I had of giving people like entrance, kind of like sound bites, like everybody in chat. I got a new idea for pictures, and I know what Freak Five's picture is going to be from now on, and I'll explain next week.
Wait, did
It's
anybody send you any sound bites?
Nobody sent me any sound bites. If you want to send everybody in chat right now, Freak Five, Wyland, and I know Bernie's Meows with us on the line. If you guys want sound bites for me to play when you enter chat or when when I see you, when I notice you in there, send them to me. They got to be like less than 5 seconds though. It can't be like a whole song or anything like that. So. That would be cool. Let's see. I bet Frank's rating is going to be KH3 is nope. It's the opposite. DQ8 is greater than KH3, but KH3 is a fine game. So, all right. So in lieu of that, guys, we're gonna skip heistcapades this week, and I promise you, I'll have a really good heistcapade for you guys next week. But now we need to go to everybody's favorite segment.
Stinko of the week.
We have some stinkos this week, boy. Let me tell you, Breakman, take it away.
Well, I mean, you want to go right to it?
Yes,
Yeah,
let's
this
get
embarrassment
Yes.
of America, the stain on the history of America that just happened today.
okay. For our listeners that are overseas, Break. What are we talking about?
Well,
here?
the listeners overseas are probably dealing with the Brexit thing right now, and they're probably not interested in what's going on. But in America, Donald Trump was impeached by the House, and
Yes.
there are three bodies of government. And let me kind of break it down. There are
Yes.
three bodies of government in America. We have the judicial branch, executive branch, and legislative branch. Executive branch is the president. The judicial
Legislative.
branch is our Supreme Court, and he is, he nominates who's
The judges.
going to judge. Yeah, he nominates the judges and stuff. Sorry, I'm just
It's okay.
so angry about today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, and then there's the legislative branch, which is the House and the Senate. And the way the government was set up was a checks and balances. The legislative branch, which is the House and Senate, these two different bodies of government, was set up to check president, basically, to keep the president in check, where the president is set up to, kind of watch what the judge, to checks and balances on the judges on the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court is watching back um, on the
Congress and
legislation.
yeah.
Yes, sorry. But what happened was this impeachment of Donald Trump, which we said was, to begin with, is ridiculous that there are only 2 articles of impeachment. There should be
10.
Yeah, there are so many things that he did, that he has done, including bribery,
Rape.
Yeah, and that was something I was reading, an article I read yesterday or today about, like, why that he is not, why nobody even talks about that, really.
Yeah.
There's no justification for why it's never even talked about, why he's not investigated, and why they only went after him for, a couple of things, the Ukraine thing. Because, I mean, they went after Ukraine because that was blatant. He went for stuff on, I mean, he admitted on live television what he did.
Yeah.
And his defense of it, and the guys who defended him, their entire defense has been that, yeah, he did it, but it's not wrong. It was kind of wrong, but it's not bad. It's not bad enough to remove him from office.
Yeah.
Like, this is partisan politics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And speaking of partisan politics, Ted Cruz is, wow, worst piece of shit ever.
I agree.
But anyways, the structure of the government is set up to checks and balances at each other. Well, today in the Senate, they voted to not allow witnesses in the trial.
Yeah, this is the problem.
For the first time in American history, there are going to be no witnesses in the impeachment trial of a president. It basically was set up by the Republican Party to quit him, to remove him. They said before this even started they're not going to be impartial at all.
Yeah,
they're on his side of it, which goes against the Constitution as it is. But for them to say there are going to be no witnesses, they will not allow new proof or evidence into a trial. It's exact opposite of what impeachment was set up to be. Impeachment was set up by the founding fathers as a last resort of removing a president who is acting not in the best interest of the country, but in the best interest of himself.
Yeah.
Which Donald Trump has done numerous times, and in this time he was going after Biden because Biden's a political enemy, and at the time he was the number one opponent, and he was looking at him that way. And has this hurt Biden? Probably. I mean,
I disagree. I mean, Biden hurts himself, so there was no need.
But I'm saying, like, this will actually hurt him. Them, because they did a lot of deflecting and blaming. The Republicans basically went back and blamed Obama for everything, and Biden for everything. They didn't defend the president at all. They just said that what he did, that's wrong, but it's not that wrong. It's kind of bad, not terrible. And then Frank Rubio's like, like, he should be removed from office for it, but it should be like a bipartisan thing, which, by the way, is the person I retweeted. It would make it bipartisan if he joined in it.
Yeah.
But it's a political built up by the two-party system that we've said for a long time is what is one of the major factors why this country's broken.
Yep.
Because now one party just made it completely legal for the president to do basically anything he wants, as long as he's acting in the interest of being reelected, or what he thinks is the interest of the country.
Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of, 3 years ago, guys, when I was saying that this guy is going to angle to become a king. Today,
you were right?
No, I'm not right
No,
yet.
he was angling to it, but he's still not going to get to that point. Like, that's still impossible for him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to go through election processes, and, there are other things that are going to stop him.
The only thing stopping Trump from becoming a king, Breakman, is the military. And just a silver lining in this, the military is actually... They're not. The majority of the military actually is against his actions, so that's something there that I'm holding on to, because The only thing that's stopping, like, let's say, for instance,
Let me disagree with you. I think if his actions come to him saying I want to be a president for a third term,
Mhm.
I think the people revolt.
Maybe, maybe not. I've seen tepid response from Democrats,
If he's fighting for a third term, when it comes to that point, America is going to be so angry at him and our government, which allows him and enables him to go on.
Mhm.
And this upsets me not just because of Trump. The next president has been given a fair game to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And since he's been given that, he's going to go for more power. The more power you give one man, the more he's going to take.
Yeah, I agree with you
So
100%.
maybe at this point Donald Trump has no chance of being a king or ruling like he likes, but the next guy and the guy after that and so on and so forth, unless somebody stops them at some point, we're going towards that direction.
Okay, here's my fear, Breakman. There's several silver linings to all of this, right? We all knew from the get-go that the Senate Republicans, at least these Senate Republicans, were complicit, right? I mean, they at every turn obfuscate and hide the truth at every turn that they get, right? But at least now, these are the silver linings that I'm taking from this entire process. Number one, they're on record. So in their districts, as they're trying to get reelected, whether it's 2 years from now, whether it's 4 years from now, because I know some of these senators are coming up 2 years, some of them are coming up 4 years. Americans remember, right? And
I don't know how well they remember things.
Hold on.
Americans seem to have a short memory, especially when Trump's concerned.
I understand that
because he's always distracting them. He's always finding something new to just like, hey, look at this shitty thing I just did.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but there's some historical precedents for this, Breakman, that I'm trying to get to. When Nixon was going to be impeached, after that he resigned, right? There was a wave of senators that got taken out because of their rhetoric towards Nixon and their sympathetic rhetoric, right? So there was that, and then the Clinton impeachment took place, right? And the Democrats did the same thing, right? They basically, they had the majority, so it went their way. I mean, if the Republicans then had their way, like Lindsey Graham, Clinton would have been removed from office, which maybe he should have, because you can't just lie to Congress and get away with it, right?
Again, and I agreed with him being removed then, and I still do, because like you said, that's give him more power. We gave it to him, and now the next guy is getting. Trump just got a ton of power. And I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's fine. Look, we're all in shock right now. Right, because the way it's supposed to work is.
I'm not in shock because I knew it was gonna happen. I'm angry.
Yeah.
Because it's still like I knew this was gonna happen, but I can't believe that they would say, hey, there's gonna be no evidence and there's not gonna be any witnesses in this trial. A trial without witnesses, really.
I'm pissed as well.
You have enough evidence from just listening to lawyers talk, is what you're saying.
Yes, and here's the thing: it's wrong. There's no question it's wrong.
It's un-American. It's the most un-American thing our government has ever done.
I agree. Well, I couldn't agree more. There is hope, though. Some of these people are going to be kicked out of office, and I'm hoping Mitch McConnell, number one, is gone. I'm hoping Lindsey Graham is gone. Because you're right, Breakman. These people are un-American. If you can't even vote to see witnesses, then why even bother having a trial?
Exactly.
Why bother? Why bother with it at all? So their vote. Remember, I talked about being on record. Now everybody can see they voted for no witnesses, and they can make up their. You know what? I have some faith in some places. I'm not talking deep south, southern.
It's not just deep south. There are a lot of places. Like there are places definitely in Ohio where
Wyoming.
The cult of Trump is completely entrenched.
Yep. No, I understand.
It's a cult. It's a sickness. I just don't understand how anybody could go against their own what's good for them, you know?
Yeah. No, I understand.
He doesn't fight for anybody but himself.
They're afraid of him, plain and simple.
No,
Breakman.
no, the voters that are in his cult love him.
No, I'm talking about the Republican senators. They're
They're
deathly.
definitely. He's got something on them,
Yep.
or he thinks, or they have enough dirt on him themselves that they think he could probably have some money to get access.
You know what I find abhorrent? People like Lindsey Graham, Breakman. People that railed against Bill Clinton, and rightfully so at the time, right? I even felt that way at the time. I'm like, Bill Clinton should be impeached and he should be removed because he lied to Congress. Not because of the blowjob. The blowjob itself, that's, I mean, everybody that's human is involved in some type of wackiness at some point in their life, and who cares about that, right? The lying is the thing. If he would have just straight up said, yep, I did it, without going through all this pomp and circumstance, then maybe I would have had a different view on things. But fast forward to now, and you can't even call witnesses? You are so spineless as a Republican senator that you don't even want a witness. Why? Why do you not want witnesses? Because they can't fight the substance of the impeachment. They can only deflect.
And justify.
So their complicitness is on record now, Breakman.
Yes.
And I have faith.
Only two of them vote. Only two Republicans said yes. We want witnesses.
It was Susan Collins, and who was the other one? It was
Mitt Romney.
Oh, Mitt Romney. Okay. Susan Collins only did that because she wants to be reelected, which she's gone. Cory Gardner here in Colorado is a big piece of shit, and guess who I'm voting against when the time comes?
Senator Rob Portman in Ohio. Yeah,
Rob Portman is another one. McConnell, Graham, all these people are going to be remembered for what they did not do, Breakman. And not all of them.
Uphold the Constitution.
Yep.
Not just uphold it, but light it on fire, stomp on it, stick it up their asses, shit it out.
Yep.
Puke on it, and then pour their beer out to put out the fire.
Yeah, they're all complicit, and they all should be kicked out. Marco Rubio, you mentioned.
They all should be in jail.
Ted Cruz, I agree.
Yeah,
I totally
if
agree.
Sanders wins, his first action should be get all these people arrested.
Well, he can't do that. That would be kind of unlawful, but...
Yeah, that would be doing kind of what Trump did, targeting your political enemies.
Yeah.
Like that's what the whole Ukraine thing was about. Like he didn't, and it's documented. He didn't even want an actual investigation. He just wanted them to announce they're investigating it.
Yep.
Just so he could have dirt. Here's dirt. Look, this guy's dirty.
There's a silver lining to all of this.
Saying that, in fact, has been enough.
Yep.
It has.
There's a silver lining to this that we'll get to, Breakman, and the other silver lining is we can vote the motherfucker out when the time comes. November. Just remember November.
I just worry about how broken our election systems are right now. Like we know for a fact, our electronic systems are under constant attack from foreign countries
but
like Russia.
That's not what won Trump the presidency. There was no vote changing. None of that happened.
Now with more Republican control, I think that they are going to angle for that. Basically,
well,
we know they're corrupt. We know they're dishonest.
Yeah.
What's going to stop them from being dishonest when the election comes?
Well, that's true, but we just got to push forward and hope for the best, Breakman. But there is a silver lining that I'll be talking about in a little bit, and I don't want to get into that just at the moment because we have another stink. Do you have any more stinkos, Breakman?
Yeah, but it's just that one. I'm sorry. I'm just so angry about this.
I'm with you. Dude.
Nothing else. This is. I can't believe this has happened. In my lifetime.
I know.
I thought we were past this kind of corruption and shit like that.
It's the two-party system. You said it, Breakman, and that's why I think now more than ever it's super important that we vote Bernie in because he's running as a Democrat, but he's independent.
Because he has to.
Yeah, because he has to. But he's a true independent, and he has been for 50 fucking years. So, I mean, he's got nothing but good history behind him. So. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, Breakman. I don't want to break up your points. Do you have
I'm
any?
getting hungry, bro.
Do you have any more stinkos, Break?
Kobe Bryant's death, I guess.
Oh God, I forgot to.
Fuck
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. The accusation of rape against her seemed more like a he said she said. It was
I have more
seemed
reason to believe a woman over a man.
right, but
Yeah.
like it sounds her accusations sound like more like she was really dissatisfied with what happened, not that she wasn't consensual.
Does that really matter in the end, though?
Following that case, Breakman, it happened here in Colorado, right?
Right.
And it doesn't mean that I have an inside track onto, what
And don't
exactly.
get me wrong, because I'm definitely not defending this anyway. I mean, it's a horrible thing he did, but he also did a lot of good things in his
Yeah,
life.
I'm able to compartmentalize.
I'm just more upset about the people who seem to forget that
Yes.
fact. That's all.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
and you're right. I shouldn't try to even justify it. Like I
No,
should.
there was no justification
Yeah,
for any of
you're
that.
right.
But
I'm sorry. I shouldn't try to
no,
justify
no.
it. Actually,
Here's the thing. I have an ability to compartmentalize, and I had to do this several times in football, Breakman. Like when Lawrence Taylor got elected to the Hall of Fame, there was outrage. I don't know if you remember, but people were pissed off because he was convicted of drug possession and all this shit, right? But in my view, the same thing with O.J. Simpson, right?
right.
I don't think there's any doubt that he killed those two people. He's a murderer.
Or did Alan Dershowitz help get him off?
Yeah, Alan Dershowitz is man. He's such a piece of fucking. And
that's another thing. I've seen him on my TV a lot this week, and it's just, and that's why I don't have any reviews or anything else. I've been paying attention a lot to the trial, and it's just seeing him on the television and on my phone all the time just makes me so freaking angry. And this on top of everything, like it's just.
Look, Breakman. The only thing I can say is vote him out in November, dude.
Yeah.
I mean that's the way to do it.
Only thing left.
Yep. And if that doesn't work, then we're in a full-fledged monarchy, and we might as well just take a knee and bow to the king. That's
yeah. If they
start a revolution. That's
yeah.
what we do.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Well, because
agree.
if the Republicans stay in party, these corrupt Republicans, I guess Mitt Romney's the only one who isn't actually corrupt. One guy.
Yeah. Well, I think Mitt Romney is also.
Do we have
corrupt,
any breaking news on people mounting a protest?
No, but we will. If he gets not removed, which is probably going to happen now, then I think
they
it's
should
time.
block the exits so that
It is.
Leave.
We should.
You know what I'm afraid of? It's him wagging the dog again.
Yeah, I mean that's true
too. Really starting it back up with Iran.
Yeah.
Or something. If protests start happening,
well,
that's do anything he can to distract.
The number one thing that we can do is vote. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
His distractions have worked.
Yeah,
I know. Worked for him. He's gotten away with everything.
Look, I think we have one really solid option. All right, the Democrats right now are every bit as corrupt as the Republicans. They are. It was going to be part of my stinko. Mm-hmm. They're stacking the deck.
Right. I mean, there's. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like lionizing the Democratic Party, but the amount of corruption that we saw today is unprecedented.
Yeah, I agree, but there's also some corruption going on behind the scenes in the DNC right now, Breakman, and
that's what I said before. That's what I said before the primary even happens. Bernie he's not gonna win because he's gonna get screwed. He's gonna get cheated.
You know what though?
Again,
Breakman, they're trying, but I think this time it's not gonna work because Bernie's surging at the proper time. It's not going to get to the second ballot. Like, the second ballot is where the superdelegates could screw him. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think he's got the momentum. He's ahead in Iowa. We'll know next week. I'll tell you what. We'll revisit this next week, Breakman, because we'll know a lot more next week. Because if Bernie wins New Hampshire and he wins Iowa, you might as well just pack it in. It's going to be Bernie Sanders going up against Trump, and I'm here for it. So
I don't know. We're going to just hear a whole week of Trump supporters celebrating and Trump
That's
just
fine.
going on about how I was acquitted and I'm proven innocent and I wasn't impeached. Yes, you are, you fuckface.
Yep, he was impeached. There's no
Yes,
question about
You can't
that.
take that away, you fucking shit
Yep.
bag
You can't-
asshole
yep.
motherfucker.
You can't.
Fuck
You can't take
Donald
it away.
Trump. Fuck
He-
you. Fuck you, Lindsey Graham.
Yep.
Fuck you, Moscow Mitch.
I think you're
Jim
gonna.
Jordan.
I think
Rob
you're.
Portman. Fuck
I-
you all. Just
I
fuck
think
you.
you're gonna be pleasantly surprised when those particular people that you mentioned are ousted by their constituents. Breakman, at least most of them. They're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone, dude. And we're gonna be sitting here next year discussing different things, right? And I don't want to get it too far into it because it leads into my sweeto, and we got to move on to Eric's Stinko of the week.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 3 Reforged, the remaster of Warcraft 3 that Blizzard was working on, has been thoroughly screwed up by Blizzard.
Yeah, it's not even a remaster.
Cause not only is there an issue with the Reforged being screwed up, which I'll talk about later, but Warcraft 3's custom games feature that allowed you to create like maps and or games based off of those, which is why they're called custom games, and that led to creation of things like Dota.
Yeah.
Which they got sour for because they eventually were able to commercially sell Dota as a game, Valve, and Blizzard was butthurt that they couldn't make money off of it. So in reprisal, they basically laid out their policies and restructured them as such that all custom games are now property of Blizzard.
Yeah, I know, and that's bullshit too in itself. It's that war's been going on for a long time with modders and people that use assets from the game and all that type of stuff.
But aside from that, Reforged was fucked over because unlike what the initial trailers for the game had showed us, all the extensive work that was going to it, it was. Something changed in its development. It was very pared down, and it's just a resolution switch, basically.
Yeah, they really didn't do much to the game, and it was a big disappointment. No question about it. I have that as my stinko as well, Eric. That's why I'm chiming in. And same thing with Break. I put down GOP Breakman for my stinko of the week. So I'm in full agreement with both of you guys. Blizzard just. They've lost touch. And I think the moment that they kind of died as a company was the moment that they announced that Diablo game for the mobile app. And it was a debacle. And they've done nothing.
I think they started dying around the time they did all of the stupid microtransaction loot box nonsense in Overwatch.
Yeah, that's true too. Let me get caught up on chat because there's lots to talk about in chat. Freak5 says he had a few stinkos. There was a police involved shooting next door. The victim was shot in the arm, so at least he didn't die. He ordered Mrs. Freak's Valentine's flowers. The florist had a dozen roses in a vase on display for $30. They charged me $45 because they are raising the prices pretty soon for Valentine's Day. I would have called them on that bullshit, Freak5. That's fucked up. They should only charge you $30. Otherwise, I would have left. He said his last stinko. Last night he got home from work and Mrs. Freak told me that our husky had been laying in one spot for a couple of hours. Tried to help the dog get up and she couldn't. After 8 hours, she was still there. I moved her to one of the dog beds, thinking that would be more comfortable. She got up after that. We took her to the vet today. It's arthritis and possibly back problems.
Oh, arthritis.
Yeah, sorry.
That's sad.
They prescribed her pain meds and are going to see how she's doing after 2 weeks. Noticed that many of the people pointing out that Kobe was accused of rape supported Kavanaugh. Yeah, that's true too. And that's it on chat.
That's probably racism.
Yeah, probably.
So let's blame the black person because they're black, but let's support the white guy because white people are good.
Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't. I mean, we all bleed the same. Like blood is red, no matter if you're black, white, brown. I've never got racism at all. Okay. What else we got? Anything else on that, Eric? I mean, Blizzard fucking sucks. There's no question about it, man.
Hashtag fuck Blizzard.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on to.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet of the week.
All right, Break. You have to have a Sweeto of the week. What is it?
I don't. I'm angry.
Oh boy. Okay, let me make you feel a little bit better, Break. Bernie is surging in all the Democratic polls that matter, and even the mainstream media is noticing. That's why they're ramping up attacks on Bernie, but their attacks are super vapid, and they have nothing. They don't have any opposition research on Bernie because he's been consistent for 50 years, and consistency like that goes a long way. So I am supremely confident that this time next week I'll be talking about how well Bernie did in the Iowa caucuses, and I think the New Hampshire primaries right after that, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Bernie's Meow, do we still have you on the line? Bernie's Meow, I'm not sure you're still here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
here.
Yep. New Hampshire, do you know when that happens? The primary for New Hampshire, because I know Iowa's on Monday.
One sec, I'll just Google it real fast.
Okay. While you're looking, while you're looking for that, Breakman, there is a very real possibility that the first four primary states, Bernie will have won at least 3 of them, and he's got an outside chance of taking South Carolina as well. So.
It's, sorry to interrupt. It is February 11th.
February 11th. Okay, so that's a week after. So we got Iowa this week, and I'm pretty sure that Bernie's going to win this fucking thing. And if he wins Iowa and New Hampshire, there is precedence, there is history. In the modern era, the president that has won Iowa, or the nominee that has won Iowa and New Hampshire gets the nomination. So I am pretty confident that Bernie Sanders is going to be our Democratic nominee, barring any DNC fuckery at the last minute, which they're known to do. So, nothing's set in stone at the moment. But if Bernie wins 51% of the delegates, which I think is pretty possible at this point, we're going to have one heck of a vote coming up, Breakman. So the silver lining in all of this is if Bernie wins, things are going to get set right. I mean, it's going to take a lot to undo the damage that Trump has done, but the best way to do that is go in the exact opposite direction that Trump is. Biden would not be that. Biden's a Republican that is okay with social issues, just like every moderate centrist Democrat. So if Bernie wins, we got a decent shot at turning this whole fucking thing around, Break. So that's the silver lining. That's my Sweeto. I think that, and I'm getting my car fixed as well. I had some shock issues, but that's getting fixed. Wyland in chat says, just remember, no matter how bad things may seem, DSP owes almost $500,000 and is lying on his bankruptcy documents. Woo, that's weird, Wyland. $500,000? Jesus Christ.
I remember seeing the Twitter account, but someone at a wrestling event was holding up a sign saying DXP is bankrupt.
Freak5 says, I would caucus, but I work too late on Mondays. Who would you caucus for, Freak5? Still Warren, or are you... what are you leaning towards? I'm curious because Iowa's obviously a really important state, and you live there, Freak5. So I'm actually really genuinely curious. So that's my Sweeto of the week, Breakman. I know it's a small consolation to what's going on in the Senate right now as we speak, but the way I look at it, Breakman, is we vote him out. The only fear that I have is that there will be no peaceful transfer of power, and Donald Trump will, at that point...
I definitely know that's not going to happen, but
yeah.
I'm worried about the elections being rigged, even, it just, I mean, he was given permission to rig him today, pretty much.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, dude. If Bernie ends up winning the nomination and then goes on to win the popular vote and the electoral vote, I mean, there's not much anybody can do about that, right? I mean,
And God help us if they nominate Biden.
oh, if they nominate Biden, I'm not voting at all, and it can all burn down. That's how I feel. I mean, it's
No.
Yeah,
Don't. We've got a really good Green Party candidate.
that's
Hallie
true.
Hawkins.
That's true. I might vote green.
I will not vote blue no matter who, but I'm going to go green if it's not Bernie.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of always like having to settle for the lesser of two evils, and I'm not gonna do it this time. I voted for fucking Hillary Clinton, and I had to really like hold my nose when I made that vote. I almost didn't vote because of that and how they screwed Bernie. I'm pretty
But
sure
in the end, it didn't even matter because she won the popular vote and was, we were still screwed.
Yeah, I know, but I think this time around, especially if it's Bernie. If it's Bernie, Bernie trounces Trump. I mean, if you look at any of the polls, he's leading almost every single poll. I think I saw one where it was 50-50 between Trump and Bernie. I don't think it's that close. I think Bernie landslides Trump in a general election this year. So that's the hope we have, Breakman. I mean, that's anybody else. I could go down the line. Biden will absolutely get trounced by Trump. Warren will get trounced by Trump. I could Yang, please. I mean,
I
really.
think Warren at least fight back. I think Biden would just sit back and take it. Like, I'm not going to get in the mud with this guy. What's his name again? This is Biden. He's a senile old man. He forgets where he is and who he is.
Yeah, and Warren actually will get trounced.
He even
because,
tells people
I'm not
to
saying
vote
she
for
won't,
somebody
she'll stand up
that's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll wilt. She wilts under pressure, Breakman. She always has and always will. Freak Pie says he'll vote for whoever gets the nomination. Yeah, I guess. I would not be excited about voting for Biden. I can tell you that much.
Not at all. But I mean, Trump has been the absolute worst thing to happen to this country in a very long time.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Wyland says President Biden will be at least a 4-year living meme. If you thought W was dumb. Yeah, I can agree with that wholeheartedly, Wyland. Plus, I have some other problems with Biden, like I don't know, his willingness to cut Social Security and basically be a Republican. That's the only problem I have with Biden. Plus, he sniffs girls' hair and touches girls inappropriately. He's dumb as a rock, like he said.
And then he jokes about it. Because
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, why not?
Yeah, I know. It's really crazy. So Breakman, you don't have a Sweeto really this week. I just mentioned my Sweeto. Bernie's gonna fucking win. He's gonna win. That's what's gonna happen. Eric, what's your Sweeto? You have actually a really cool Sweeto.
Yeah, my brother and his wife, they conceived the kid 9 months ago, and 9 months passed, and the kid's finally out. And I have a new niece named Isla Michael Kelly. Yeah, the middle
that is
name's
the most
Michael.
Weird way I've heard of a birth happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Isla Michael. Why Michael? Is that just an homage to maybe?
I think they wanted to go with the middle name being someone from our family, and that's what they went with.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
And
cool.
I think maybe they were also like kind of like knocking out two birds with one stone by going with a general neutral first name and then whatever for the middle name.
Yeah, that's cool. I dig that.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man. You're uncle for what, the second time, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right on.
More like third.
Third? Okay.
Because there's my
You had to think about that one?
there's my sister's 2 kids, and then there's my younger sister's son, and now this.
Okay, so 4? 4?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so you're old hat at this, man. That's cool.
Well,
That's
I was
really, really
counting
cool.
like, in terms of like families.
Yeah.
But,
Freak 5 says I've only voted Democrat once before, but I will do it again this year to get rid of Trump. Wow, you're a Republican, Freak Five? That's weird. Wyland says LMAO DSP has 14 credit cards, 132,000 in debt to credit cards alone. Holy hell!
All I'm gonna say is ouch.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's crazy. I don't get that at all. Like,
He must not understand how credit cards work, because
I-
if he did, he would never get one.
I've been in credit card debt before, but like never like
How do
super
you get
high.
14 cards?
He probably
That's
just
insane.
he applied. That's what happened, man. He applied.
That's insane. Like, how does
I've
how
never
does so
got a
many
credit
cards
card,
say,
and I
okay,
don't intend
okay.
to start.
Don't get a credit card is my advice, man. They can only get you in trouble. Like the most I've ever been in debt is like less than $10,000. But wow, 132,000. How do you do that? Like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Wyland says the same thing.
He should learn from the master and seek out Yu Suzuki, because Yu Suzuki's good at using other people's money and getting away with it.
Yeah, well, DSP has done plenty of that. Oh, Freak Five says he usually votes independent. I'm the same way, Freak
Yeah,
Five.
but if he did it that way, he wouldn't have to rely on credit cards at all. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, Freak Five, I do the same thing. I've always been an independent.
I'm registered as a Democrat, but that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if it's even changed in Ohio, but when I registered, we only have the choice of Democrat or Republican. We weren't allowed another choice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think.
if you register independent, you can't vote in primary, so fuck that.
Well, since you guys are in Ohio, I'm saying register as Democrat and vote for Bernie in the primary. That's the only.
I'm already registered. I don't need to register.
Well, that's good. That's good.
It's like I don't think they erase your registration information as long as you've registered.
I would double check that. Because they've been fucking with the voter rolls too. So
they typically only do that with minorities, though.
I wouldn't. They do it with poor people too.
I'm gonna look into it, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, I'm just saying, just be careful because they've been doing that type of fuckery. They did it in California again, so there's a big rush to get people to register Democrats so they can vote for Bernie.
I checked like a few months ago, so
okay.
I guess I should check again. Maybe.
Yeah, check again just to be sure. You know, I don't know.
Especially after what's happened now.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. I think we need to move on to our free for all this week, guys.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all. Wow. Suck it.
Okay, this week is kind of interesting, guys. We haven't tackled religion in quite some time. But Eric had a really interesting kind of thought process, I guess is the best way to describe it. Last week we were supposed to do it, but we ran out of time. But you marked down here Christian supremacy, Eric, and what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, I actually first heard this term being referred from Hemet Mata's post. I didn't even actually look at the post, but I immediately understood what he was trying to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But it basically boils down to the idea of everything that the religious organizations like especially Christianity in this country has done in the service of promoting its authoritarian ideology to the point where it's on top of everything. And that's what I call Christian supremacy.
Okay,
Yeah, it's especially terrible in this country where we've outlawed it for the most point, but it's happens.
It's weird.
It's prevalent.
I'm
But it's
gonna.
I also wanted to use that as the piggyback to talk about the abortion debate.
Okay, we can do that, Eric. But let me preface this by saying, you're right, Breakman. In this country, it's Christianity, right? That's they say it's like, you know.
So,
And the
in
Republican
fact,
Party wants to
in fact, I
enforce
like
it
to
on
think that
presidents.
white supremacy is a form of Christian supremacy.
Okay, we can discuss that as well, Eric. But let me kind of preface this by saying, I think it was Christopher Hitchens that had a book that put it very succinctly. The title of the book was "Religion Poisons Everything," right? And I'm not going to include just Christianity in this discussion because in this country we all know that that Christians like to portray themselves as the dominant religion in this country for whatever reason. I don't understand why you have to think that your religion is better than anyone else's religion or lack of religion. There was a reason why the founding fathers separate church and state. It's because if you get religion involved, then things get really murky and muddy. And
well, if Trump gets his way, there will be only one religion.
yeah, and that's not what
I guess there'll be two. There'll be the fake Jewish religion, his version of Judaism.
Yeah. And that's really scary. And that's why the founding fathers
technically there'd be three. There'd be the church, a state, and then the fake Jews, like you were talking about.
But here's the thing. I think that there is a superiority complex in this country when it comes to Christianity. Like when I see the way that Christians treat actual true evangelical Christians or Christians in general, the way that they treat other people of faith or non-faith. Like I'm an atheist. I have everything going against me. The only thing that would be worse is if I was a woman. But I'm Hispanic. I'm an atheist. I mean,
or you're trans or something.
Yeah, but exactly. But I've got
people
a lot.
Also have a lot of problems with the disabled people too.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't understand that either. My mom is disabled. My dad has certain disabilities.
Because people are fucking horrible.
They are, and there's no question about it. And I think the root of a lot of evil in this country and abroad. It can be said for people of faith in Iran and Iraq and all the Middle East and Africa and this country. It happens to be Christianity, but religion is at the root of a lot of these issues. If you look at Israel, what's going on with Israel right now in the Gaza Strip, you've got the Saudi Arabians who are predominantly Muslim going up against the Jewish people in the Gaza Strip and demolishing anything they can for the purpose of eradication, right? And I think that if Christians in this country had their way, then people like me would be non-existent. I would be chastised. I would be probably thrown out of the country because I don't believe in any deity, let alone the deity of the Bible, which I could go on and on about.
It's just that you hear more about Christian terrorists. They aren't called terrorists, but they're Christian terrorists.
They should be. We should put a label.
Do any Muslim
or
Jews.
It's weird.
Or fucking Shintoists and Buddhists.
If you have a towel on your head and you have a beard, then you're automatically labeled a fucking terrorist, and it's absolutely wrong, and it's a big part of what's wrong with this country. Religion has a huge implication on the people of this country. Just look at the evangelicals. Breakman, have you seen a more disgusting group of people than evangelical Christians that are backing Trump? Because I can't think of very many.
I think for a lot of them, it's the one, and I've seen this week too, the one issue voters, and Eric was talking about wanting to talk about abortion later.
Yeah. And
one issue voters, they usually are for abortion. Anti-abortion. They're pro so-called life.
Yeah.
But they're not pro-life.
I think even worse than the religious pro-lifers are the secular ones. They're crazy.
Like they're not pro-life at all because they don't want to deal with the kids once they're born. Like what? If a woman gets an abortion because she's got already 6 kids that she can barely take care of, what are you doing how are you helping anybody by having another kid? Or the kid could cause her to bleed out or something like that. Who does it help to try and save a child when the woman?
Never mind that you're cutting off Planned Parenthood, and then then there's also the issue of never doing anything to help vote in politicians that will work to fight for better Medicare for all, so that when you do eventually if the abortion bans happen and people are forced to get pregnancies, they're going to suddenly pay for expensive operations, and then they're gonna be basically in debt.
Yeah. I never understood the
Like, how's that pro-life? I mean,
why is anybody why
full of shit pro-lifers.
who made another person the boss of another person's body? You know what I mean? Like that to me.
We're talking about women.
If
Obviously,
you,
men
if,
are in
if you
charge
ask
here.
me, the
Duh.
pro-life movement is a pro-rape movement because basically they're making you have a pregnancy against your consent, which is a lot like rape, in my opinion.
You know, here's my take on the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Pro-lifers aren't really pro-life.
They
They're
aren't.
pro-birth. That's
Yes.
what they are.
Yeah.
They're pro-birth.
Because once a child is born, they don't care. They
Or
don't.
it's like I would say, they're not pro-life, they're pro-quantity of life versus
Yeah.
quality.
Once the child is born, it becomes, in the GOP sense, a drag on society.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Right.
that's why they're anti-welfare and I mean they're planning on doing stuff to welfare and social security
Exactly.
later this year.
They don't even care the fact that they're being
Medicare.
exploited by the GOP because they're obsessed with the idea of the unborn getting rights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like Bernie Sanders' take on this whole thing because he says abortion is healthcare, period. End of discussion. You know, there's no... He's not going to get involved. He doesn't want the government involved in what a woman does or doesn't do. And that's the way everybody should feel. You know, you shouldn't worry about what another person does. And, you know, I find it...
If you're really pro-life, what would be more productive of a campaign to advocate your pro-life stance would be to educate people and fight for policies that would make pregnancy safer, or how about funding research that would actually allow people to have artificial womb technology be used so that people wouldn't actually have to go through the birthing process.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are pro
And
pro
making it
so-called
a
life
utility so they don't have to worry about having to pay medical expenses.
What were you saying,
Have
Brady?
are
government-
also pro
government
gun
subsidy.
and pro war.
Yeah. I know that... That's the thing I
Like,
don't...
They aren't pro-life at all. Like they are once people are born, they're just a burden on society unless they're wealthy. You know.
Yeah. Freak Five says...
Which is weird because like my parents and my sisters are pro-life,
Yeah.
and they're anti-war, so they're a little odd.
Well, there are some. I should say most of the time, you're going to get that, especially with a lot of the evangelicals. Like they are all for Trump assassinating Iran and possibly starting a war, which we got lucky, but you know, the war didn't happen. But
It's not over.
They're also anti-death penalty.
But guys, isn't
They're
religion
consistent on that.
isn't just religion one giant hypocrisy and one giant contradiction?
Yes, absolutely. We've talked ad
Yeah.
nauseum on this show about that, Bernie's meow. We've talked about it. Like it's... I was a huge Christopher Hitchens fan. I mean, his political views aside were you know, kind of lackluster, but he was on point with religion. You know, he pointed out. I highly recommend, even if you're semi-curious as to kind of the way an atheist thinks about religion. Religion Poisons Everything is an excellent book and should be read by religious people, non-religious people, so you can get a sense of...
Or I can do you one better.
Yeah.
Just listen to the comedy genius. It's absolutely just genius.
George Carlin. Yeah, George
Yeah.
Carlin. Yeah.
Or David Cross, even maybe.
Yeah.
George Carlin's absolute genius. He should be alive right now because we need his voice in this insane time.
Yeah, absolutely. What were you saying, Bernie's meow?
There's also Dara O'Brien, and then there's that one Australian comedian. I forget his name right now. But he's got the really wacky hair.
Yeah. Geez, I don't even know how to end.
But like, to bring it back to my original point of Christian supremacy, like one example I could think of was like, so just look at the Catholic Church. They baptize their kids as soon as they're born. They don't wait till they're 10 years old. Let them choose of their own volition to join the faith. They indoctrinate them as soon as possible.
There's a reason for that, because religion depends upon a constant fresh supply of bodies.
Yeah.
Which is why they're so pro-life.
Yeah.
They need drones.
Yeah.
Exactly. The automatons, people that will just obey without thinking.
Yeah.
More cultists of Trump. That's just what this world needs.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Wyland says Elvira
It's
misses.
not even a crazy conspiracy theory. This is what they do.
Yeah, Wyland
No,
says.
this is what's happening right now today in this world. It's
Yeah, I know.
I am like,
It's like this is what they do, and they don't even realize it because they're that on autopilot.
Yeah. You know what all this leads to, guys? Bernie 2020. That's what it leads to. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wyland says Elvira, Mistress of the Dark is heading to Blu-ray in April, and it's from a 4K restoration. That's awesome. That's really cool. Let's see what else. Discrimination against the disabled is often religious based too. Freak5 says you are disabled because you're a sitter or your parents were. Yeah, that's sad.
I laughed in chat because of the way he said it, but yeah, sad.
That is.
Sad.
You're being punished for shit you didn't even do wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Down.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's gonna end up doing it for this week's edition of Grinders. I got
food. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I gotta leave. I got to make sure my
I need
car's
some
fixed.
joy. Like I'm so angry about everything that happened today, so I gotta do this.
Monday. Oh, damn it!
You also
You
need
son of a
soda,
bitch.
don't
You know, oh god damn it! I didn't want to do this to you, Breakman, because you're having such a hard time with the proceedings. But in chat, you're exiled. God damn it, Breakman! Fucking harmonica.
How many times
Jesus
is he
Christ!
in exile today?
I don't know, like twice, I think. But okay,
I gotta try harder next time.
we gotta end the show.
I don't think Freak has been exiled.
He has not. He's gotten away with not being exiled today.
Exile
So.
more than him? Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of a weird occurrence. Okay, let's do our plugs. Bernie's Meow, do you have any plugs you want to let anybody know before maybe your Twitter handle?
Nah, not really. No plugs.
Okay. Breakman, your plugs.
You can follow me at break_man on Twitter and also at RPGrinders, where you can ask us any questions you want. Send that question, Dear Breakman, or Exile. Exile just popped up on my screen. Anyway, but you ask us anything you want. We'll talk about it. Maybe you can cheer me up. Something.
Yeah, cheer Breakman up. He's having a rough time with this bullshit going on in the Senate, so he needs a pick me up. Maybe send him pictures of cute cats or kitties or puppies or something.
That's a great idea.
Or like meet him in a corner and give him some drugs.
Yeah,
What?
drugs or maybe a handy or something like that. I know.
I'll take the cute pictures of kittens and puppies. No, I don't need handies or drugs. No, thank you.
Okay. Well, I could always use
I
drugs.
even
So
need-
if you're thinking about giving Break drugs, give them to me instead. I will definitely take them, and I won't say what I will do with them.
And we will have another Highscapade next week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're definitely gonna have a Highscapade next week for sure. Eric, your plugs, please.
You can find reviews I've written on sites such as BostonBashBrigade.com, TotallyGN.com. In fact, on TotallyGN.com, we got the review of Shovel Knight Treasure Trove up.
Oh,
And
that'll be interesting.
There's also VogNetwork.com.
Okay.
But if you like what I've written and you want to support me, sending me as little as $1 on my Patreon would help. And the link to my Patreon can be found in my Twitter profile at EricRPG.
At Eric RPG. Okay. Anything else, Eric?
Nope.
Okay, I want
have
to.
a good weekend.
I want to thank everybody.
Enjoy the Super Bowl. I won't be watching it because I'll be seeing a movie because it just has
I'm
to be
watching.
the same goddamn day.
I'm watching the Super Bowl and I'm rooting for the 49ers because fuck the Chiefs.
The movie's at 7, and I'm pretty sure the game will be over by the time I get back.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
rooting for the Chiefs because Mahomes is the most exciting
Oh my
player
God.
I've seen in a long time.
You're exiled again, you son of a bitch. How dare you?
Oh,
Can't
third one, nice. And
root
I want
for
Reed
the
to get a
fucking
ring.
Chiefs,
I mean,
man.
He's gotten to so many. He's gotten so close
Look,
so
as,
many times.
as a
I want
Broncos
to win.
fan, I cannot. I love Andy Reid as a coach, but look, I cannot. That would be awful for people here in Denver if the Chiefs won. Let me just put it that way, because fuck the Chiefs. But anyways, thanks to everybody in chat. Another TV viewer was in there. A10 was in there. Hopefully you have pictures, A10. Commander Root was in there. Bernie, of course, was in there. My lovely mate. Freak 5 Chaos was in there. Wyland was in there. He's definitely admitting that I'm a better Mortal Kombat player. Megzaka, Megaxa,
What? I don't see any of that in chat.
You
What are
missed it. You
reading?
missed it. He admitted he knows I'm gonna be in the final. I'll
You
beat
missed your chance.
He knows I can beat the shit out of Sonic Fox and
Just-
all
I-
those people. So
I don't
yeah.
think any of that happened.
Winsock was in there. WN Sin Honor was in there. Thank you for being in there. Xana Kyber was also in chat. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. Thanks to all the archive listeners. If you want to be in chat and participate, every Friday we go live. How dare you, Wyland? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna put that exile in there for you.
You'll never beat a furry.
How
He's
dare
got
you?
furry strength.
How dare you? Thanks to all the archive listeners. We really appreciate you listening. Be live in chat every Friday, 7 Eastern Time, twitch.tv/RPGrinders, or search RPGrinders on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches, and you can also add me to any of the systems. It's RPGrinders on your system
Maybe
of choice.
we should have a post
Whether
RP
it's
Grinder show called the
Xbox,
Exile Bowl.
Jesus Christ. Whether it's Xbox or PS4 or Nintendo Switch, just add me on there. I'll eventually get to you and add you. I got plenty of room on all the systems for anybody that's interested in becoming my friend on any of those systems. So anything else, gentlemen?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really care because it's not the Bengals playing the Super Bowl. But if I just want to see an exciting game.
49ers by 100.
I think the 49ers are probably going to win because supposedly defense wins championships. I've heard that my entire life. We'll see, I guess. But Patrick Mahomes is just, goddamn, he's so much fun to watch.
49ers.
So good. He's
49ers.
So talented.
I like
The
Mahomes,
Exile
actually. But yeah, you're exiled.
We're
son of a
competing.
bitch.
Oh, I'm exiled again.
Yes, you're exiled
So that's
again.
the fourth time, huh?
God damn
We
it.
need to make teams and
Freak 5 is exiled,
the goal
too.
is to kick it over the exile fence.
It's just some bull, and I'm competing against him.
Freak
Just
5
give him
is
4 fun,
exiled.
too.
Freak 5 is exiled, so how dare
can we
you?
ever win if you keep giving us a tie here?
Jesus Christ. Who's winning? Who wants to win?
It's a tie. I just said nobody's winning. It's a tie.
Okay,
Damn.
Brakeman.
Jesus Christ.
Brakeman.
I can't talk to you anymore.
Brakeman.
This is ridiculous.
Brakeman.
You don't understand what a tie
You're
is.
exiled! God damn it. Fucking exiled. Jesus Christ. Brakeman wins the day. That's about it. Okay. Anything else,
Wait,
gentlemen?
does the harmonica count?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't do it. How dare you? Eric, you're exiled, you son of a bitch. Don't give him any ideas. God damn it. All right. Anything else, gentlemen? Nothing else? Nothing else? Okay. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Oh, exiled. I hate you, Brakeman. I can get with the cowbell. That's fine. Exiled.
You can combine the cowbell and the harmonica.
Damn it, you guys are fucking exiled. I can't stand it. I'm walking off.
Back up just to exiles again?
The
You
cow
son of a
harmonica.
bitch. God damn it. You guys suck. Okay. Everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Exile Bowl is rigged. Freak 5, you do not get what you want. You have to wait till next week for another exile.
Is
So
there a weed bowl?
yeah, I wish there was. Wyland says harmonica during this reminds me of Doot. I have no idea what that means. Frank is as bad as the Republicans. How dare you? You cannot. I'm not giving you another exile. So there you go. All right, everybody in chat. Thank you guys so much.